When is it time to actually get help? Okay. And the question came up because of um, someone asking by the time they start having thoughts of separating, is it too late? They start having thoughts of leaving.
Mm.
Is it too late? Filing for an attorney for a divorce. Is it too late? Okay. So we just want to talk about it a little bit from our perspective and just provide y'all with a little feedback on what the Murrays think about it. So what would you say, my beautiful wife? When does it come to that point to where if the man or the woman, coming from a marriage perspective, and they start having them thoughts like, I've outgrown this person, okay, financially, okay, they're not driven, okay. When does it get to that point to where that couple needs to seek help?
Well, that can fall into a lot of categories because, first of all, I believe in expressing your feelings. I'm very vocal.
Yes.
So I believe in communication all the way around. So you have to, no matter how hard the topic is, sit down and talk to your spouse about whatever emotion that you're feeling. Now, that can be tricky because sometimes, because women are emotional creatures, and a lot of people don't like to acknowledge this part, what I'm about to say. The enemy, meaning the deceiver, can piggyback on your emotions.
That's right.
Right? So he can have you thinking thoughts that are not conducive to your marriage. So you have to be able to separate those two. It's what I'm thinking. Does it have any substance? What I'm thinking and what I'm feeling, does it have any substance behind it? Or is it something to trick of the enemy? Because he doesn't want no marriage story. No God ordained traditional marriage to work. His ultimate goal is to break up as many as he can.
As many as he can. So, definitely, as my wife said, that's his goal, to seek, kill, and destroy.
Oh yeah.
From a male perspective, how would a man know when he's reached that point? Well, when the issues show up, whatever it is that's in the marriage, and once you upset, angry, once it hits you, when my wife mentioned about the piggyback from the enemy or your own mind, how would you know? If your thoughts immediately start going towards, I'm out of here. First chance I get, I'm out of here. I have to go file the papers. Okay. Separate these kids, if any involved. And I don't want to do this no more. And you keep saying that. Versus you just angry and upset. You saying, okay, let's just cool off. Let's go figure out how to deal with it later on. They can't talk about it now. Let's just wait until our communication barrier gets better. Okay. That would be one of the differences. Okay. Because if that anger hits, boom, it's getting out of it. That's how you know right there.
Finding exit strategies.
Okay, this happened, right? And yeah, it was horrible, but it wasn't that bad to where Monday morning, I'm finna go down there and file some papers.
Yeah.
Was it that bad?
That means you've been thinking about it.
Yeah, you've been thinking about it. So that's what, she meant from the enemy piggybacking on an emotion like that. Why that's careful. So as a married couple, you're going to have things. But when you see that there's an issue and it's time to start communicate. If you have to get a third party involved, get a third party involved. Okay, get a mediator. Okay, and it's always recommended never getting friends or people you know.
Oh no,
because the friend's gonna take the side of the friend.
Yeah.
So it has to always be somebody neutral or somebody that'll hold you accountable. Because you can have a friend now, but they can say, okay, but I got to tell you, my brother, what you did wrong in that situation. Or I got to let you know, sister. I got to let you know what you did wrong in that. You was right on this end, but on this end, you was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I agree. I totally agree with that because some people don't like to be told when they're wrong.
That's right.
Some people like to surround themselves around people who
totally agree with
everything that they say or
every
do.
decision that they made.
You know, and to me, that's not really a friend.
No, it's not.
Somebody who basically sit back and help you destroy your marriage.
Yeah.
They have their own internal motives and issues that they have. They ain't gonna come out and tell you. You just say, oh, they just being a good friend. They gonna have my back. Blah, blah, blah. No, they just like the enemy can piggyback on your emotions. The enemy can piggyback on your friend.
That's right. And you have to consider their life as well.
Your family member.
Right.
Them worse.
Look what kind of lifestyle they in. Okay, is he or she, or they in a happy marriage themselves? Because sometimes they not. Okay, and oftentimes, don't get me wrong, but people with marriage experience can go two ways. Okay, they can push you back towards your spouse, or they can pull you from your spouse. Right? Meaning, just because they're in a bad relationship or an unproductive kind of marriage, sometimes the advice can come. It depends on the person, but you will hear it. You'll hear it very fast. Okay, they tear down their spouse from the issue that just happened, right? And first of all, you shouldn't take part in listening to that anyway. Like, no, I can't do that one. Okay. But those are times when it's time to get help. When the communication between you two breaks down. Okay. That's the times when you have to sit down and figure out a way to say, okay. And oftentimes, time heals a lot. Time heals a lot of things. And just fixing on the mistake that was made. Okay.
Because that's going to be mistakes made.
It's going to be made. Yeah.
And then, too, if you start plotting and planning.
That's worse.
And a lot of I'm all for a woman having their own money and savings account and stuff like that when you're married. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have a savings account, your savings account is not because, just in case something happened to my family, I can have some money to have as a backup to help my husband or to help, bills get behind. No, your savings account is for exit. Then you are already preparing for divorce before you even have issues pop up.
Right.
So, or you self-sabotage your marriage because you're looking for a way out.
You're looking for a way out, right? And you know the devices that are being used gonna cause further division.
Yeah.
So you know for a fact that if I don't do this here, he gonna make these moves, or if I don't do this, she gonna make these moves. So, like you say, you know what to do.
Or bringing around certain type of looking women.
Yeah.
That he's physically attracted to.
To set him up.
I know somebody who did that.
It was so unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate.
And that's the thing. They didn't think everybody else saw it. Sure.
Be surprised how people think that other people don't see certain things.
Right.
Right.
And they are not together no more.
Well, it's still allegedly. We haven't saw it. We just heard.
Okay.
We try to not speak on.
Strong allegedly.
Right.
They not
like
together no more.
If they come out and put it out there, it's different. You put it out there. you went on and blah blah blah, said this and said that. Okay, but no, it's to seek help when you feel like you need it. To seek help if y'all got both willing parties that are willing to talk to somebody about it. Okay, there can be no pride. There can be no walking into the mediation session, want to be the victim.
Oh no.
You have
No
you
innocent
have to
party
approach every
is-
situation totally different, right? But that's when it gets to that point to where okay, they need help because you're gonna spend the rest of your months, your days, your years, living a certain way, behaving off that last issue that happened a long time ago and never heal from it, right?
And never have a conversation with your partner in anger.
No.
If y'all are angry, if she is angry with you or he is angry with her, and y'all want to say, okay, we need to sit down and talk. That's not the right time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to wait till y'all calm down.
Right.
Calm down and cool off. Especially if you know you have a temper, a bad attitude. Because something's going to come out that you can't take back.
Can't take back.
And that's the worst thing to do is to tear down your house with your mouth.
Right.
Because everything can't be forgiven.
It can't. A person can say it, but there are some words that a person could tell another person that they say they love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they could forgive them, but it can really still tear them down. And getting to that point to recovery can be sometimes hard.
Yeah.
And then now you got to spend the rest of the marriage trying to redeem yourself, and sometimes there's a certain spot you can't get back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and never break the language barrier, meaning cussing each other.
Oh no, don't never do
people,
that. Ooh.
If you had that kind of relationship,
that's horrible.
You have to seek, it's a lot of help you got to seek, even divine help. But because once you break language barriers, in your marriage, and you need help, y'all done call each other from A to Z.
Everything but your government.
And they said that about your mama and your daddy.
And your sister and brother. And,
Yeah.
and look and tell them where they can go, too.
Mm-hmm. Probably even talk about your animals, too.
Oh, not the animals.
Oh, yeah, talk about that dog that she had. Remember that dog?
And that's the thing, too, that's scary if that person don't want
that's
to go
worse.
to no counseling.
Yeah.
Then you fighting all alone by yourself.
Yeah.
You can't fight for a marriage by yourself. That's a fight. Y'all both gotta be willing to get into that ring together.
Because it's a team.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort, and y'all have to remain unified front throughout the situation, so that things won't get worse.
It's no big eyes and little U's.
Right, but there's nothing wrong with seeking help.
Nothing.
Okay, I understand there's sometimes financial issues, time issues, pride issues, a lot of things can show up. But if you've reached that point, then don't be ashamed to seek help. Go around, even other couples that are productive. Okay,
Yeah.
Go around other couples that are productive if you don't want to go to the counseling route. I understand some people don't want to, take those routes.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to married people. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Listen
been
to,
married for a long time.
Right.
You newly married. Don't go get listen to no newlyweds.
Right.
They just getting to figure it out themselves.
Yeah,
How they gonna tell you?
Right.
You look at somebody and you don't. I always mention this. You can look at them, seek a person that's been married for a long time for advice, but don't put them on a certain pedestal because
no, you don't.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Your husband if it's a man that's listening to this, you and your wife, y'all sit down and y'all need to have a conversation together.
Mm-hmm.
Just y'all two on what y'all want out of the marriage, what she wants, what he wants, and y'all come together and have an agreement with that.
Yeah.
And then you look for someone who has not character traits, those values.
Yeah, those similar values.
Similar values.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's might not have it all the person in the marriage might not have it all the way there, but they have certain things, and you take whatever it is that you want to take out of it. But don't ever pattern yourself after someone else. Don't do that. Don't ever do that.
No.
Never, because you'll be. I feel like that's the ultimate recipe for disaster. Because that woman will be like, oh, you not like him, and he'll be like, oh, you not like her. Right. I'm not supposed to be.
You're not. You're your own individual. And you just compared them to somebody else.
That's horrible.
That you don't know the odds and ends about.
No.
You just looking from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they probably have some great things about their marriage that you like to implement in yours. Okay. So that's something that you communicate first with your spouse and see if that's a road that y'all want to take.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's some things that may differ along their transition, you don't turn away from it and say, well, if you was more like her, then we probably could do this or do that. Okay. No, all that's just a setup for disaster. Okay?
And then, like, if you desire for your the man, like if the man desire for the woman to dress a certain way, or dress a little bit more appealing to him, that's a conversation that needs to be had. You don't go be like, oh, you need to dress like her or whatever. No, you need to sit down, take her to the go. Well, I can't say sit down. Well, go take her to the store and show her the type of stuff that you like.
Buy it for her. Okay.
And tell her, okay, babe, I get that's like this, but let's switch it up a little bit, whatever. Always because some you be like clothes. How does that affect? Trust me, because it can get to the point he love you, but he like how she look. Yep. So he gonna keep his, and eventually that's gonna make you feel insecure, and that can take a toll on your marriage.
Yes, it can, because she knows she can't fix him, but she'll do other things that unleashes out, then emotions come out in other ways. You be like, she really bitter.
No, but she tired of her man looking at other women.
And he don't just look; he put holes in women, or vice versa. You can have a woman like that.
Yep.
She could be real lustful like that. And and her husband is not, it's not, don't have the physique she like, okay, and so she could be that way when she sees certain physiques of men, certain skin tones, right, certain other characteristics, and she could be that way too. So it'll make him feel like, wow, there's nothing I can do about that. But then they'll start to, right. So you have to communicate, and you have to know when it's that time to seek help, right? When you need it, to seek help, because we admire many couples out there. We take from some. There's some things we don't take. There's some things that we look at and say, well, man, that's cool, but we would do it a different
way. Right? Yeah, we take bits and pieces. We don't no, we don't do that.
You have to, because we've been around marriages who try to implement what they do on you.
On us.
And then get mad at you.
Because you don't do it.
Because you don't deal with that.
We dealt with that.
Oh, yeah.
And we was like, hold on, wait a minute. You run your stuff how you want to run your stuff.
Right.
Let us do us. You can't tell us. And we sit back and be like, how's it working for you?
Right. Because, when you're around people and you're that close to them, you also start to see other issues there. I'm like, well, that pattern you've been throwing on me don't look like it's working for you.
Right. So why would I do it?
Right. And so don't have an opinion about me because I decide to. No, that's just not how we do things. So because that can trickle into many other areas.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're a family with kids, same thing. How one family raises their kids, their marriage and their kids may not be how you do it.
Yep.
Okay. And that's so you get a lot of that stuff right there.
Yes, you do.
We're about to conclude this.
Yeah.
And we glad y'all was able to listen to us, and like I said, we can't help one. We hope we can help all of them.
Yeah, let's be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
We're not doing this for any notoriety. We're doing this because it's not a lot out there, and Marriage is so beautiful and sacred, and you need a community, a marriage community to fall on to help you in your marriage, because nobody wants to get married to get divorced.
No, you shouldn't.
Nobody want to do that.
You shouldn't. But anyway, you guys have a great night, and we'll be seeing you soon.